Hello, retro computing folks. So I've got a Compaq Portable 38620. It's in remarkably good shape overall. The keyboard is clean, the system is complete, but like most of these machines, the BIOS settings have been lost because the battery on the motherboard died years ago. And because Compaq devices are odd, at least these early ones, you can't just boot the machine and change the BIOS settings. You have to load a special diagnostics disk, which you can then use to tell the computer what kind of a hard disk it has, so you can then boot from the hard disk. And in this case, I have the floppy and hard disk module removed. And right here, you see I've got the floppy drive taken out of the machine, and I'll show you why. The drive is behaving oddly, and I have cleaned it very thoroughly. I've carefully lubricated all the moving parts. I've done the sort of normal vintage floppy drive cleanup and restoration things that I know how to do. Basically everything short of electrical signal testing and stuff like that. But the drive itself is in good shape physically. There's no leaking capacitors. It's clean. Yeah, all the stuff you would ask for in a machine of this era. So anyways, check this out. I'm going to power up the machine. Powers up nicely. It'll run through its memory test, where it should show that it has 1 megabyte of RAM installed currently. There it goes. The floppy drive lights up, the heads seek, and then as expected, it'll say, oh wait, hold on. We need to run the diagnostic disk in order to set the parameters for the hard drive and the rest of the machine. So, what do you know? I happen to have the diagnostics disk here. Pop that in. Lock the heads down, the little locking mechanism. And now, I'm going to hit F1 on the keyboard as the screen is instructing, but I'm going to focus on the floppy drive so you guys can get a sense of just what's happening. It's a little odd. So here goes, F1. So the read-write light kind of alternates red and green, and the heads occasionally will seek, but pretty quickly it just says it's not the correct disk. And it'll say this with any disk I put in here, including a known good DOS 6.22 boot disk. And if I tell it to try again, it just essentially does the same thing. But more than anything, the thing that really stands out is that the spin speed of the floppy drive seems really odd. It's inconsistent. It doesn't feel right. It's like it's surging, wah, 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 like an old car that needs a tune-up, not a smooth, steady spin. And sometimes if I try the DOS boot disk, the read-write heads will zoom back and forth. It's trying to read, ka-chunk, 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 but the drive doesn't seem to be spinning consistently. And I just can't figure out why. So if you have any thoughts on this, I would love to hear it, because right now I've got a machine that has what I hope is a working hard disk. It's sitting over there somewhere, but at the moment I can't get it to boot from anything because I have to sort of daisy chain my way through this. I need to get the diagnostics disk to run so that I can set the BIOS, so that I can then tell it that it has a type 17 hard drive, and then boot from the hard drive and see if there's anything on it, because I've never gotten this machine to boot in the whole time I've had it. So anyways, if you have any ideas, let me know. I would really like to get this machine going. Thanks.